Hi, loves. So, as I think you already know, we are here in her mystery school in the 5th month, which is the month of Dark Mother, where we restore alliance to the dark, the unknown, the mystery, the nourishment that is in holy darkness. Right? It's a place of extremely beautiful and rich, fertile, deep feminine potency. Last week, we were with silence, and as you remember, I invited you to eat silence and absorb darkness as the substances that they are. This week in the school, we're moving into the mystery. And what that has to do with is with really turning toward the mystery, the unknown, with a willingness to face the reality that we will live inside of the unknown for our entire lives. And it will not resolve itself for our comfort. It is the nature of the unknown, of the mystery, to be unrevealed, right? We will have these revelations throughout all of our lives, right? There will be things that we know. There will be things that are shown. There will be things that are revealed. And always on the periphery of that is the unknown. If we relate to that as a bad thing, or as, if that's a chaotic unknown that feels like it's going to take away all the few precious things that we've been able to orient towards, then it becomes very difficult to live any kind of receptive, revelatory life, right? It becomes very difficult to actually be supple in life because life is full of the unknown. So for us, we are repairing our relationship to the mystery, and I am inviting you for a moment into that with us. And I want to say, I think, just a couple things about that. One is that the need, like this need that comes up, the sacred need to orient, which is what makes a lot of us grasp so tightly onto things in the face of the unknown, is that we do need to orient. That's a need. It is very difficult to navigate life, to care for the things that we love, to find our destiny, to live into the golden path, to do the right thing. If we can't even orient, it's understandable. Nobody wants to live disoriented. When we are working in Dark Mother with mystery and the unknown, we actually utilize the unknown to support our orientation rather than to make us feel disoriented. So you may notice in yourself, it's easier to notice in other people, that you and or others will grasp onto things really tightly. Opinions, postures, right? There'll be a rigidity. Underneath of that usually is just a really strong need to orient to something, especially in the chaos of the times, right? So there's a sacred need there. That grip is not going to release until the sacred need is met. So it's not really helpful to invite yourself to relax your grip, to become more supple, to become more open to the opinions and the realities of other people, to, harmonize if you haven't met your sacred need for orientation. The truth is that especially now, in these times where any truth can have evidence for it, right? When there's so many competing narratives, the truth is that in a lot of ways we're being faced with the degree of unknown that we really live in, but in an amplified state, right? So turning to the unknown in order to orient means that you use this power statement. So instead of kind of locking in on some clarity, some momentary clarity, or some political or social or personal posture that feels good and right in the moment, and like holding on real tight to that, instead of doing that in order to find your orientation, because it's brittle, right? It's not about right or wrong. It's about what's your state. You want to be able to be supple so that you can actually be resilient in the face of life, which is going to change all the time. So using the unknown to orient to the unknown goes a little bit like this. You use the power statement, I don't know, right? So when you feel like you need to orient, and actually things aren't that clear, right? You're not actually sure. You're not actually sure what to believe. You're not actually sure what's happening. You're not sure what's going on in your body. You're not sure if God is real. You're in the unknown. When that is what's real, which is often the case if we're honest, then we just say, I don't know. And we say it as a statement of power. That statement will gather power to you if you say it like that. If you say it as simply a statement of what is and a claiming of the truth. Because in the truth is power, right? In the truth is the orientation to the moment. So when you say, I don't know, I don't know, you reorient to the mystery. You give yourself place in the mystery. Why do I not know? Because I'm a human being living in a vast cosmos, in a life, in a world, inside of a mystery. I live in the unknown. I must have been made for that, like every other creature. How could that not be so, right? You are made to live in the unknown and to thrive in it, because the unknown is not itself chaos. Chaos can fill our ideas of the unknown. The unknown is simply the mystery. And when you orient to the mystery and you say, I don't know, and maybe you say it 12 times, maybe you go through the list of all the things that you would like to know but that you don't actually, and you get really honest and you say, well, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And you'll come down to a place where all that you have is what you do know. And it might be as simple as, well, I know that I'm sitting here. I know that I'm here talking to my friends out in the virtual world, right? I know that the fire's going. It might be as simple, and often it will be as simple as presence in the moment. But it will orient you, right? And from that presence in the moment, or from what you do know, for instance, you may know who you serve. You may not be able to say that you know what's going on, that you know exactly what the answer is, that you know exactly what to do, that you know who to believe. Those might be one after the other, if you're honest, kind of I don't know statements, right? But then you might get to a place where, well, I don't know all those things, but I do know who I serve. I do know what I serve. I do know what I'm willing to be an instrument of. And it is this. It is love. It is nourishment. It is caretaking of the earth. It is my own clarity, whatever it is, right? So you can use the unknown, but you have to be honest with it. And that's the challenge for many of us. And it's certainly the challenge with our world. We are filled, our world, our minds, our media, our everything are filled with false certainties, false narratives, mostly generated by an excess of trying to cope with the fact of how much we don't know, especially concerning the future, right? Especially concerning each other. There's so much we don't know about each other, right? So if we are willing to really come to that as an alliance rather than as a statement of weakness, this isn't you saying, I don't know, like, oh, I don't really want to know, or I don't know, and that means that I'm stupid, or I haven't really thought it through, or I don't know, and that's somehow a statement of vulnerability because I don't have a posture for you right now, right? There's a lot of pressure right now to have postures of all kinds and to feel very confident in them. And most of them, if you look close enough, are built on sand, right? They're postures, they're empty. They don't have the substance of your truth inside of them because your truth is simple. The truth is really simple. Anyway, the invitation is, in the midst of all this unknown, can you befriend the mystery so that it doesn't feel like you're just surrounded by a chaos that's going to devour you at any moment or devolve into further chaos and more chaos. Because if you orient to the unknown, there are two things that are going to happen. You're going to find an orientation. You're going to find some place that you can actually put a foot on because it's not false, right? Even if it's something very small, you can put your feet on it because you know it to be true. You've gone ahead and purified all the things that you thought you might know or wanted to know with the statement, I don't know, and you have found what you do know. And now all of a sudden you actually have something to stand on. And that means what comes from you, your words, your actions, what you build from that place has a foundation underneath of it, right? So orienting to the unknown in that way can bring you a certain amount of peace, actually, inside of chaos. It can bring an order to the chaos. Not by going out over the chaos and trying to understand or theorize or analyze or kind of come up with some big rhetorical, conceptual ideology, the latest. It has to do with coming in and up inside of the unknown, right? That you will emerge inside of the unknown and you will sit down and orient yourself to a power that comes from inside of you, that comes from the moment, that comes from just the fact that you exist and comes up and out and starts to fill your space. Can you feel the difference between that? The difference between attempting to know in these big broad strokes, these big broad ideas, this big conceptual plane that kind of spreads you out, right? Over broad swaths of territory, thinking that or trying to know, trying to understand, trying to resolve a lot of things that actually probably won't ever resolve into a harmony. The other option that I'm offering you here is to allow all of that to be as unknown as it is. To understand that it is your rightful place to be a daughter of creation inside of the unknown, that you were made that way. You're not here, there's no challenge here for you to figure everything out and fix it. That was never what you were asked to do. It's not what you're built to do. You were made to exist, to live and to thrive, and to give voice to your song in this unknown, right? Inside of this mystery. And if you can find a certain willingness to bow to the mystery, which it does not mean that always that you bow to how awesome and beautiful and amazing it is. Sometimes it's, like I said, it's destabilizing and it's scary because you want to know, but to bow to the fact that that is true, that you live in a mystery, you live in the unknown, then to use that as a statement of power, to follow the unknown, to purify what you think you might know until you get down to what you really do know. And again to come from that place and to emerge from that place, right? To fill your corner of the unknown with the beauty that is yours to hold, to fill your realm, your own being, all those that you touch, with something substantial, with a flame that burns steady and bright and clear and pure and simply, because you've taken the time to purify from all these mental complexities, to purify from all the push and pull and all your posturing, to actually hold and tend a flame that sheds light, like a steady light that anyone can see and that anyone can be clarified by, because it's that pure. So that's my invitation to you, is to turn towards the mystery and turn toward it with a statement of power of I don't know, like claiming that statement, trusting for a minute that you were made to exist in the unknown. You were made to emerge moment to moment in response to the unknown. How could it be any differently? Because this is what's true. This is what we live inside of. Right? So that if you can come to that and just really, it is exhausting to hold up these postures. It is polarizing to hold up all these rigid beliefs. And you don't need them in order to orient in the unknown. You don't. You don't need them in order to do the right thing. And you don't need them in order to know yourself or to know others. You'll find that actually by befriending the unknown and allowing life, yourself, and others to reveal themselves to you without your postures, ideas, concepts in between the two of you. And there's something raw in that. There's something untamed in that, because now all of a sudden you're living life as yourself. You're meeting other people. You're meeting life all as an unfolding that you can't necessarily tidy up into any of your belief systems, right? But you're also, so there's a rawness in it. There's a vulnerability in it. And there's an extreme beauty in it. Right? So that's my invitation to you. Not only is there an extreme beauty to it, there's something that will happen for you that, like a deep peace, because it's you will have acknowledged that which you knew all along, which is that there's so much you don't know. There's so much that will not resolve itself for your comfort. You make a place for that. And all of a sudden, you're not in resistance to it. And there's a deep, fundamental place in which we actually come to rest then, in a certain trust in life. Because we're not resisting one of the most true aspects of life, which is its mystery, which is the fact that it will not reveal much. Much will not ever be revealed to us. And it's okay. Right? Coming to the unknown, coming to a really intimate relationship with the mystery, with the unknown, with the presence, the loving presence, I would say Dark Mother, that lives inside of the unknown, means that you're going to be shown step by step your way through the unknown. And it also means that you can come alive in that place. Right? You can actually recognize that you were made for this, and the ways in which you were made to exist in a very mysterious, very unknown terrain will start to show themselves to you. Right? So I don't know your power statement, and really I invite you to go sit somewhere. Next time you're feeling really confused, next time you're feeling really like charged and just, but also like simultaneously a little helpless or whatever it is, just to go and sit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and let the things go by you, one after the other, and be honest. Ask yourself, do I really know that? Or do I want to know that? Do I really know that, or is it what I want to believe? Or do I really know that, or is it what I've been told a million times? And ultimately, you can follow that inquiry and then you'll find what are those things that you do know that you can rest into, and you can let the rest go. Right? So, coming into an alliance with mystery, that's what we're doing in the mystery school this week, in this month of Dark Mother. We are also, the seasonal ritual series is about to move from winter solstice and an alliance with the darkness that knows to Imbolc, where we're going to foster an alliance with the flame that remembers. So we are kind of in keeping with this. We are turning towards what is it? What is that pure light that arises, that emerges, if you're willing to go fully into the darkness, into the fallow, into that which you don't know and can't see, right? What emerges? What is the relationship to that? And that flame, that light, will answer our sacred need for truth. Right? We're going to be moving into that. You are welcome to join for that. I'll put the link below. That Imbolc itself is on February 1st. The ritual immersion starts on Friday the 29th. And we're going to be, there's kind of an overlap here happening with what's happening in her mystery school in the seasonal series, because we are, as we've started and as we're in this process of really coming into alliance with the darkness that knows and an alliance with the unknown, from that then there is light that emerges. There is clarity that comes. And we are finding clarity, what we'll work with a lot in this Imbolc immersion, is this process by which you can actually find clarity through darkness. Right? Rather than trying to shine so many more lights, trying to figure it out, trying to pull it apart, trying to kind of shine the bright light of knowing on whatever it is to have clarity, which often leads just to further and further mental complexity, we're going to be working with darkness in order to clarify and to purify the light, so that clarity emerges from a pure place and a simple place, a place of wisdom rather than rhetoric, wisdom rather than knowing, right? Rather than concept. Anyway, I could obviously go on, but I send you all so much of my love. I invite you deeply to use I don't know as a power statement to find yourself, to orient yourself inside of the unknown so that you can be shown one step after the other where to go, what to do, what to speak, where to put your energy, right? Where to put your words, and where and when to rest. Blessed be.